This man just met his wife. He met her yesterday, too, and the day before. He has been meeting her for the last 11 years. Every morning he wakes up, he has no memory of the day before, or the year before, or the decade before. His brain simply didn't save any of it. And yet, when she smiles at him, he smiles back, genuinely, warmly, like it's the first time. It is, technically, the first time. Every time. Your brain is the most sophisticated object in the known universe. It is also doing things right now that should be illegal. These are the 5 most bizarre ways it malfunctions, and at least one of them is happening to you.
Glitch number 5. Antigrade amnesia. Meet anterograde amnesia, the inability to form new long-term memories. Not forgetting old ones, not getting confused, just nothing new gets stored. Old memories, everything from before the injury, remain perfectly intact. It's as if the brain's save button has been physically removed. The most famous case, a man named Henry Mollison. In 1953, surgeons removed parts of his hippocampus to treat his epilepsy. It worked, the seizures stopped, and Henry stopped forming memories. He greeted the same doctors warmly, like strangers, every single visit, having met them 400 times without ever knowing it. But here's the detail that changed neuroscience. Henry completed the same puzzle every day for years and got faster every time. He just never remembered doing it. His hands knew, his brain didn't. This revealed something enormous. There are 2 kinds of memory: declarative memory, facts and events, what you did, what you know, and procedural memory, skills, how to ride a bike, how to type.
Glitch number 4. Capgras delusion. This man loves his mother. He knows what she looks like. He recognizes her face perfectly. He just doesn't think it's really her. Capgras delusion, the unshakable belief that someone close to you has been replaced by an identical imposter. Not a twin, not a look-alike, an imposter, pretending, deliberately, for reasons unknown. And the terrifying part is that the person experiencing this isn't confused or irrational. Their logic is internally consistent. She looks like my mother, she sounds like my mother, but something is wrong. Therefore, not my mother. Here's what's actually happening in the brain. There are 2 systems that work together when you recognize someone. The visual system identifies the face. The emotional system confirms it feels right. In Capgras, the visual system works perfectly. The emotional system is disconnected. The face is recognized, but there is no emotional response, no warmth, no familiarity, nothing. And the brain, being the pattern-seeking machine it is, draws the only logical conclusion it can. This must not be the real person. The brain would rather invent an imposter conspiracy than accept that it simply isn't feeling something, which says a lot about how much the brain hates being wrong. Cases of Capgras get stranger. Some patients accept phone calls from their real family member because on the phone there's no visual input to disconnect from. The voice triggers the emotional response fine, but the moment that person walks into the room, same voice, same person, the face changes everything. There have also been cases of Capgras about pets. A man once insisted his dog had been replaced by an identical fake dog. The dog was extremely confused about this.
Alice in Wonderland syndrome.
Everything in this room is the wrong size. The bed is shrinking, or he is growing, or the ceiling is falling. He doesn't know which. He's not dreaming. His eyes are wide open. The room is objectively normal. His brain is simply showing him something else entirely. Alice in Wonderland syndrome, AIWS, is a neurological condition where the brain completely distorts the perceived size of things. Your body parts, furniture, rooms, the world. Sometimes things grow, sometimes they shrink, sometimes both at the same time. There are 2 main types: micropsia, where everything looks smaller than it is, and macropsia, where everything looks larger. Some patients also experience teleopsia, objects look farther away, or pelopsia, where objects appear closer. Some report the walls appearing to breathe. That is, in fact, a recognized medical symptom. You can put it on a form. What causes it? Abnormal electrical activity in the brain, most commonly triggered by migraines, where the visual cortex misfires before or during the headache. It's also linked to the Epstein-Barr virus, the one that causes mono, and occasionally to temporal lobe epilepsy. The brain is receiving real information from the eyes. It is just scaling it incorrectly, like a projector that doesn't know how far away the screen is. It mostly affects children, and many outgrow it. Adults with chronic AIWS report episodes lasting minutes to hours, during which their entire perception of physical reality is wrong.
On the bright side, it is not dangerous. On the not bright side, imagine trying to explain to your boss that you were late because your hands were the wrong size. One more thing. Lewis Carroll described these exact symptoms in his private letters years before he wrote Alice in Wonderland. He also had severe migraines. Make of it what you will.
Glitch number 2. Foreign accent syndrome. In 2010, a woman in Indiana had a stroke. She recovered well, mostly, except she now spoke with a British accent. She had lived in Indiana her entire life. Her family had a lot of questions. Foreign accent syndrome is one of the rarest neurological conditions in recorded medicine, fewer than 100 cases documented in the entire scientific literature. It happens after brain injury, stroke, trauma, surgery, and when patients wake up, they sound like they're from somewhere else. A woman from England woke up sounding French. A man from Japan woke up sounding Korean. A woman from the US cycled through Australian, British, and eventually settled somewhere near Irish. Not because anything was added, because something was taken away. The damage affects motor control of speech, not language, not vocabulary, just the tiny muscular precision involved in forming sounds. When those fine movements change, the rhythm changes, the stress patterns shift, the vowels land in different places, and the brain, and everyone listening, categorizes it as an accent. It is not an accent, not really, it just sounds like one. The brain is pattern matching it to the closest thing in its database and deciding this is probably Norwegian. It is not Norwegian. Nobody knows what it is.
Glitch number 1. Mirrored self-misidentification. She does not recognize herself. Not because she forgot what she looks like, but because her brain no longer connects her internal sense of self to the image in the mirror. She is staring at someone she has never seen before, who is wearing her exact face in her exact bathroom with her exact toothbrush. Mirrored self-misidentification is a rare condition, usually associated with dementia, stroke, or brain injury. The patient sees a stranger in the mirror. Some are distressed by this. Some try to have conversations with the stranger. Some invite them to meals. One documented patient every morning would politely set a place at the breakfast table for the woman in the mirror. She was never considered unfriendly, just thorough. Here's what makes this different from simple face blindness. These patients can recognize other people's faces perfectly. They can recognize themselves in old photographs. They can recognize their own voice. They just cannot connect the moving image in the mirror to the person they know themselves to be. Old photo? Correct. Voice recording? Recognized. The mirror? Total stranger. She gives the stranger a polite nod and leaves the bathroom. The brain builds a self-model, a constantly updating internal representation of who you are, cross-referenced against what you see, what you hear, what you feel. In mirrored self-misidentification, that cross-reference fails for one specific input: mirrors. Only mirrors. Not videos, not photos, not other people's descriptions, just mirrors. The brain has specifically, surgically decided mirrors are unreliable, which is a strange hill to die on, neurologically speaking. 5 brains. 5 ways the most complicated thing in the universe quietly fell apart. Or, depending on how you look at it, 5 ways it tried very hard to keep going anyway.